I'm about to go on a 1,500-mile road trip with my Camry XSE V6, starting here in Southern California and going all the way up to Salt Lake City, Utah. The reason I chose the Camry is because it's a super comfy car, it's quick, and I'm gonna go over everything else that I like about it on the drive so you guys can get an idea of how good it is for road trips. But for now, I'm just gonna go over the things that I like to do to prepare for a road trip. Okay, so most of these things aren't really like exclusive to me. Lots of people like to do these things, but one thing that I like to do is make sure that I've filled up gas and make sure that the car is also clean and stuff, because road trips can be pretty stressful and you don't want to add the stress of thinking, oh, where am I going to get gas next right off the bat, right as you get out to go on the drive. And you also, things could come up and you don't want like a dirty car to add to the stress of the drive. So that's why I like to personally like have my gas filled up and to have the car clean before I even leave on a road trip. The next thing I personally like to do, and a lot of car guys like to do, is make sure that the oil is good, that the coolant is good, all your fluids in general are good, make sure that your brakes are good, and make sure that your tire pressure is good and your tire tread, just in case. You never know what could happen on a road trip. And that's not to say that all of these things won't go wrong on a road trip, but it's always good to make sure that all these things are set before you leave. So yeah, those are just some of the things that I like to do before I head out on a road trip. Make sure I check all these things and all that. Let me know what you guys do usually. Let me know if it's the same exact stuff or if you guys do something different that I should incorporate into my system, into my schedule before I go on a road trip. But yeah, let's get on the road. Okay, we have arrived at getting gas. So first step is to get gas and then to throw away all the trash in the car real quick. Just a couple water bottles and stuff, and then hit the road. This is the gas in California right now. That's freaking crazy, but whatever. That's actually wild that I'm gonna have to pay that right now. But yeah, gas prices right now in California are freaking crazy. $5 and almost 80 cents for just, okay, so I do get Chevron 91 gas in my Camry, which is the most expensive one, but that's how much it freaking came out to. $70 for 12 gallons. That's crazy. So I'm glad that we're going to Utah, where gas should be quite a bit cheaper. But all right, let's hit the freaking road. So one really cool thing about the Camry is that it's got the adaptive cruise control, which a lot of new cars nowadays have. Actually, I think pretty much all new cars have adaptive cruise control nowadays, and they have the like lane keep assist and all that. And most cars, or a lot of cars, even have almost fully autonomous driving, especially electric cars. But this is from 2023, and it's the XSE V6, so it's got a couple of other features that other cars don't, you know. And so that's one thing that I really like about it, is that I can put this on the adaptive cruise control and have it going with the lane keep assist, and then just not really have to care too much about the driving. Of course, I pay attention to the road and make sure that everything's like, you know, good and everything. But it's a pretty cool thing to be able to, you know, get your leg off the thing. And obviously cruise control has been a thing for a long time, but it's just nice to be able to just relax for a little bit and just let the car accelerate and brake for you. It makes it pretty good for road trips. The other really cool thing about the Camry is that the JBL sound system is super good, so it's really good for road trips. It's really good to keep you entertained and stuff. When I'm on road trips, I like to listen to music or listen to podcasts like pretty much everybody else, and these JBL speakers do a pretty good job at making sure that you have a good experience doing all of that. Especially because when you're leaving California, a lot of the time you're gonna have to deal with a lot of traffic. If you're from California, you know all about that, especially here on the Cajon Pass. So yeah, it's pretty nice to be able to have a good sound system. It's a pretty smooth drive too, easy steering. And the other thing I like when we're at least in like regular flowing traffic is that when inevitably you reach somebody who's going way too slow in the fast lane and you have enough space to pass them, this car has really good passing power. So in road trips, this is one of the best cars. And it's also big enough and spacious enough to have in whatever you want. Like, you can carry as much luggage as you need for a reasonable 2 or 3 people. So it's just an overall pretty good car for road trips. I really love the fact that this has the adaptive cruise control because it is so clutch in traffic. It doesn't look that bad right now because this angle is so wide with this camera, but it's moving a little bit faster now, but at times it gets to bumper. If you're from California, you know all about that, like I said before. And it is really, really nice to just be able to throw the car on cruise control and have it just control the braking and the accelerating and stuff. And like I said, make sure you always keep your eyes on the road. Like, you gotta be safe anyway. You can't 100% trust the machine, but it's pretty nice to be able to just have this relaxing period when you're stuck in traffic. Another thing that's going to be good to know for when you're on a road trip with a car like this is that this is a V6. So we're not looking at beautiful, amazing 50 miles per gallon, right? Like you would with the Camry LE that we also have or anything like that. We're looking at about 26 to 30 miles per gallon, depending on where you're at, kind of thing. So that's just to keep in mind. If you are getting a Camry XSE V6, if that's why you're watching this video, is because you're thinking of getting one, then I wouldn't expect amazing MPG on this drive. But like I said, you do get that really good passing power. So it's all about, you know, trade-offs and stuff. And everybody knows that with a bigger engine, you're not going to get as good MPG. But with this, we get decent MPG and pretty good speed. So not complaining. All right, we're leaving Eddie World right now, but I just realized the prices in there were so crazy expensive. And it just reminds me that gas prices are super expensive too right now. Everything's just getting a little bit wild right now when it comes to prices. So you can avoid spending money. You should avoid spending money. But there's good old Eddie World. Next stop is Vegas, where we'll probably get a quick bite before heading up to St. George, which we'll stop there for a bathroom and gas too. And then after that, pretty much all the way to Salt Lake City. All right, we just made it to good old Las Vegas. Technically it's Henderson. We're just gonna stop here, get some food real quick, and then hit the road. But yeah, there's not really too much scenery to look at around here. It's just a good old fashioned little Henderson. But we'll be back on the road soon, and then we're gonna be on our way to St. George and then Provo and Salt Lake City. So let's go. All right, that's pretty much it for the road trip part of it. We didn't really get much footage in Salt Lake at all. I'm gonna throw up a little bit more B-roll as I talk right now, but here are my final thoughts overall of how good the 2023 Camry XSE V6 is for road trips. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that this is the absolute best car for road trips. It is the car that I've used on many different road trips and I've loved it, and it has done an amazing job for me, but I would not say that it is the perfect car for road trips. The main issue that I see with the Camry, my personal Camry or the XSE V6 in general, is the MPG, because the MPG is actually not horrible. It's somewhere between 27 to 29 miles per gallon total, about 28 miles per gallon over the whole trip. But there are other cars out there that at the same size, price range-ish, will do much better on MPG. Cars that aren't even a hybrid can get somewhere between 35 to 40 miles per gallon on a trip like this, which means you'll be saving, you know, not a ton of money, maybe 50 to 100 bucks around there, but something, because in this economy that we live in, you kind of gotta try to save every penny. But other than that, the Camry XSE V6 is a really good car for road trips. The JBL sound system is absolutely amazing. I love it because a lot of the time I want to be listening to music and blasting it, and that bass is really good and stuff, and it's just really good for music. The ride is really smooth, and because it is the V6 and it is fast, at least I can pass people up when they're being really slow, and I don't have to worry, especially with those like 2-lane highways and stuff. I don't have to like be too worried about getting smashed by a truck because it's fast enough to pass the car that's in front of me before I have to worry about any type of danger with the car in the oncoming lane. There's plenty of space for, I'd say, up to 3 or 4 people depending on how long the trip is. If it's just like a weekend trip, then you can do 3 or 4 people easily. If it's longer than that, if it's like a week trip, you know, people are carrying a lot more stuff, you might want to only carry 3, maybe 2 people in the car depending on how much people are packing. But yeah, when it comes to space, it is good. The seats are really comfortable for long drives and stuff. I can't complain too much about how good it is. I'm not going to say it's the perfect car. Like I said, it's not the perfect road trip car, but it's not far from it. So if you guys have had different experiences with the XSE V6 on road trips, let me know. If you guys have a car that you love for road trips, please put it down in the comments so we can get like ideas for people who want better cars for road trips, because I know SUVs tend to be really good, especially for space and comfort, but often they're not great on MPG either. And you know, there's always going to be trade-offs when you're going to be going on trips and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think that this is worth the discussion because there are so many different types of cars that you could take on a road trip. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you guys think is the best car for a road trip? What have been your experiences with the XSE V6 if you have one on road trips and stuff like that? But anyways, as always, if you're still here, please make sure you give this video a like if you liked it. Please make sure you subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and share it with all your friends that want to know if the Camry XSE V6 is good for road trips. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.